Hey everyone, guys and gals, this is Grubby. I'm here to do a video blog for you guys straight from Seoul, South Korea, and I'd like to tell you guys a couple of things about what happened recently and what I'm going to be doing in the very near future. I'm in the pink apartment here. You might remember it from such shows as The Pink Panther and My Little Pony. I'll start off this video blog just showing you the furniture a little bit to see what kind of place I would consign myself to in order to get the best possible practice for about a 2 weeks period or so. So are you guys ready for the grand tour? Alright, as you can see here, I am on the 13th floor. There we go, that's my view. Kind of hard to see everything exactly, but anyway, kind of funny. Last time I was here in the same apartment, I was on the 8th floor, and as part of my daily exercise regime, I would always be walking up and down the stairs. So when I came here, I thought no matter what floor I get, I'll just accept it. Gave me the key to the 13th floor. I was like, oh, okay, is this a message? Are you trying to say something? Want me to run up and down the stairs to get a couple of eggs at the local grocer's? So be it, man. Alright, let's continue the tour. This is my setup. As you can see, some water, some notes. BenQ was kind enough to borrow me a Korea from the Korean department. So this is the XL monitor. And I just put it on this little hotel table. As you can see, the monitor is maybe a little bit too close to my setup and everything, but should be kind of okay. I mean, I'd rather do that than playing from some internet cafe in Korea. Used to be okay, but can't really control the conditions there. I'll be further away from food. Yeah, it just makes everything a bit harder, so I'm very glad to be comfortable here in this little hotel room. I kind of improvised a comfortable chair by putting my travel pillow there. And as you can see, my headset, the TV, which I don't use, where you can see me. Hello! Got my laptop here. Strong enough to play StarCraft 2 on the beautiful pink furniture. As you can see there, my Sony Xperia Ion phone. And this is my bread machine. I actually dragged my bread machine all the way to Korea in order to be able to make bread. They got some lovely food in Korea, barbecue food, meat, they got very nice salads, they got kimchi, a very big variety of different kinds of food that you can find. Although after a couple of weeks it can get a little bit monotonous to eat at the same restaurant all the time, but I figured, well, I'm Dutch, I find bread to be a pretty nice part of my diet, and also in the morning it's easier to be able to make some bread and I don't have to go out like 3 times a day to eat, so got that with me. Got some American wild ginseng tea. As you can see, laundry machine, and there's my first bread that I made. Oh, smells great. Smells absolutely great. Can't wait to have at it. On the beautiful pink table. And here is my coconut. I got this from China. I was at the WCS Asia finals in China. And I figured, hey, why not? Let's bring a coconut. And maybe if I manage to actually open it, it can be more than just furniture. I believe I have to like drill or cut a hole into one of the 3 kind of look-alike holes. If I manage that, I'm gonna have some lovely fresh coconut juice from a young coconut. Now, what I'd also like to talk to you guys about is my MLG online qualifier. I'll show you, first I'll talk to you. Basically, there were 4 MLG championships this year. Wait, let me turn so I can see myself. Yeah, alright, that looks fine. There were 4 MLG championships this year. MLG like winter, spring, summer and fall. Fall is still about to happen on November 2 to 4 of 2012. I already went to the other 3 MLG championships. And nicely enough, I've been in the pool play every single time. I always managed to qualify for the arena events so far. I don't exactly know how. There were a lot of good players, but somehow I always managed to qualify for the arenas in the very last place. Now that's a bit of a dubious honor, isn't it? Always the last place. There were always about 9 spots and I managed to qualify as like 8th or 9th. This time there was no arena, but there was a qualifier straight for the MLG Dallas itself. But this time you had to get top 3. I was like, oh, that's gonna be hard. Top 3 only. So yeah, I started, I saw the bracket, and I figured it was gonna be doable. I think I improved since last times, a bit more consistent. I think my minerals are running low. Well, I have 9,000 minerals, so that's kind of okay. Anyway, I thought it was going to be possible, but I did see some possible problems along the way. So let's have a look at my bracket of the MLG online qualifier, and I'll tell you a little bit about how the games went. Here we go. I started with a free win, and then I was going to be facing Pommy or Cyplo. I thought it was going to be Cyplo simply because of his results so far in PvPs. He was pretty good. But Pommy has some very strong one-base tactics, and I saw that Pommy managed to advance. Second round, I met Pommy. Spoiler! I managed to win. It was very close. He did some pretty cool strategies like 4-gate, Robo all-in, Stargate all-in, and so on. I ended up on 1-1, and then in the third game we had a game whereby I opened up with Blink against him, and I didn't manage to finish the game. Then we both transitioned to a longer game, and basically what happened is I didn't even have my robotics facility started yet by the time that he already had several Colossi out. And there comes a moment in a PvP where you say, okay, I'll try to catch up with Colossi, so I'll go like double Robo Colossi, and hopefully I'll be able to have enough units to make a comeback against that. But I figured I don't even have my robotics yet, so basically what I did is I made 2 Stargates. Now, this kind of move or this kind of thinking has traditionally never really worked for me yet. But I thought it was going to be the best thing to do now, and I had a good feeling about it. I had some economic advantage, and I took an extra secret expansion, and then I tried to keep him in his base for as long as possible. I managed to kill 2 Colossi, losing about 12 to 14 Stalkers or so in trying to keep him in his base, which was a doubtful decision, but that made sure that he had 4 Colossi instead of 6, and it bought some time. Then I started making Void Rays in my main base, and I saved up to about 10 or so. I also had a lot of Charge Zealots and Archons, but by no means an army that could challenge his yet. He was at about army value of 6,000, and I was at around 4,000 to 5,000. I started base trading a lot as he was trying to eliminate me, and I started taking more secret expansions. And then finally, by the time that I killed off some of his stray units, my army value was about 500 to 1,000 higher than his. So that when I was killing his last buildings in the main base, I figured, yeah, okay, I'll take the fight. So I had about 8 fully charged Void Rays or so who was attacking his buildings, and he came with his Colossi, and they went down in record time. I managed to take all of them down, and in the end he only had some Archons and Stalkers to try and kill my Void Rays, and he narrowly lost. And then he only had Zealots and Immortals left, and I was shooting down everything with Void Rays. So that's a very scary decision. It's the kind of decision that I also talked about in my Q&A with BenQ in the Acquire Mastery Q&A. I said the scariest possible decision is one to make where it's going to be a game-ending decision, either for your victory or for your loss. I was happy that I was able to make that one, and also had the confidence that it was going to work. And well, he rage quit out of that game, called me a lucker, but I managed to advance, and that was much better so far than I had had in my other MLG qualifier experiences, where I always lost in round 1 or round 2 and had a very long loser bracket run. Then my round 3 was going to be against Galzi, an Icelandic Protoss player who specializes in PvPs. He had defeated or got a free win over Desro. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like a free win if I am to believe the Liquipedia. And that meant that I had to play Galzi. Now, I had quite a lot of time to prepare for that because I think Desro didn't show up for a while. So I was watching Galzi stream and replays, and I'm seeing how he's cannon rushing, and I was trying to come up with the best comprehensive, I should say, reaction to be able to deal with that. Oh, I'm getting attacked. Alright. Threat has been dealt with. defenses hold. Basically, the first game I thought I had a pretty good idea of how I should counter it, but he just absolutely demolished me. He cannon rushed me on Cloud Kingdom and I lost. Game 2 was on Daybreak and he tried to cannon behind my minerals, but I didn't allow him. And then he was just cannoning anyway, everywhere, and my Nexus was losing all its shields. I was losing tons and tons and tons of probes, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe that I'm losing to a cannon rush, which I even prepared for specifically and even expect. And then it got to a point where I finally took down all his cannons. Suddenly he warps in 4 stalkers, so he has about 5 stalkers or so, because he warped in like 1 at first. And then I had 5 stalkers too, and I managed to kill all 5 of his stalkers without losing a single stalker. At that point, suddenly he left. He said, GG, well played. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. My Nexus got down to like 100 HP. I was that close to being eliminated, 0-2 by Galzi. And I was thinking, did I really lose that game? I checked the replay, and I was like 11 probes, and he had like 21. And he had 4 gates, and I had 2. So I think he might have still won, but he was probably just like, oh my god, Grubby's micro way too good. There's no way I can win. And well, you're right, you can't. Yeah, but so I got another lease on life, and we entered game 3. He tried to cannon me again, but I was just blind countering him so hard, and I managed to win that game pretty easily. And then for the qualifying round, round 4 of the winner bracket, I was meeting Cytoplasm, who had defeated Targa 2-0, Goody 2-1, and also got a free win over Feast. Well, my games against Cytoplasm were pretty straightforward. I killed him both games before he got Brute Lords, and I managed to win 2-0, which means that I qualified for the group stage of the MLG Fall Championship on the November 2 to 4th, and which also means, Baby Knight qualified by beating Sortov, Nerdjo, and Thorzane, and getting a free win over Snute. So maybe Baby Knight had a little bit of a tougher round in terms of reputation of the opponent players, but considering how my games went and how close I was to being eliminated by the 2 Protosses, I wouldn't necessarily say that my grid was so easy, not at all. So that means that I'll be traveling also with Baby Knight, and then finally, for the fullness of the story, Daisy qualified through the lower brackets. So Protoss fighting, Protoss strongest race. GG, well played, no worry. Gonna be Daisy, Baby Knight and me representing the EU. And I think so far Baby Knight and me are the only non-Koreans who qualified, but that's kind of obvious because that's just Korea plus Europe qualifier so far. I'm not sure what happened in the NA qualifier. I think it was, actually I know. I think Ganzi and Hwangsin made it, and I don't know who made it through the lower bracket, so that means more Koreans. They are so good. They're so damn good. If you're watching Korean, you're very good. Gosu. Pretty impressive too that Ganzi was able to make it with injuries on his wrist, neck. So hard to keep track of who has what injury nowadays, since everyone is getting so much. Watch out, guys. Take breaks. So why am I in Korea now? Well, it is for that reason, to qualify for the championship. To prepare. I'm going to be training for 2 weeks in Korea and hopefully come back with the best possible shape so that I can do some damage at the championships. So, thanks for watching this video blog. I'm going to be eating my bread from my bread machine, and I'm going to be playing some games of StarCraft 2 on my setup here in this hotel room, and I encourage you all to check out the Sony Xperia Ion phone. It's very cool. Thanks for watching this video blog, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.